Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsab Bhattrai. The top stories first. NC leader says Prime Minister Oli doesn't command majority within his party. Says Oli dissolved the law house after being sidelined by NCP. NCP Vice Chair Gautam asserts that the party has not yet split. Says hope of unity still alive. Active cases of coronavirus dropped to 6,426 new cases reported yesterday. Republican senators deliver blow to Donald Trump. The president's veto overruled for the first time. And Manchester United move level on points with Liverpool, defeat Aston Villa 2-1 in the Premier League. And now the news in detail. Nepali Congress has accused Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli of dissolving the House of Representatives after being sidelined by his own party. Speaking in the first meeting of the winter session of National Assembly yesterday, MP Jitendra Narayan Dev said that it was inappropriate for the Prime Minister to dissolve the law house instead of resolving the party's internal dispute.
सरकार बनाउनै सक्दैन भने मात्रै गएर त्यो बिन्दुमा गएर प्राइम मिनिस्टरले प्रतिनिधि सभाको विघटनको निर्णय लिएर महामहिम राष्ट्रपति कहाँ जाने हो र त्यसपछि प्रतिनिधि सभा विघटन भएर 6 महिनाभित्र निर्वाचन हुने कुरा.
National Assembly member of the ruling NCP Dinanath Sharma said that the situation of the country has become similar to one of those mentioned in the story of emperors in new clothes. Meanwhile, the Upper House meeting yesterday endorsed an order to form the National Assembly Committee. 5 ordinances were presented by the government after the meeting. The next meeting of the National Assembly has been called for January 7 next week. Vice Chairman of Nepal Communist Party Bamdev Gautam has indicated that there is still hope for NCP to reunite. Speaking after the National Assembly meeting yesterday, Vice Chairman Gautam stated that the NCP has yet not split and still stands as a single party. The likelihood of midterm election after the dissolution of Parliament depends upon the decision of the Supreme Court, Gautam added. Vice Chairman Gautam has stayed neutral and made attempts to mediate between the two factions of the party for protecting the party unity. Leader Gautam informed that the NCP leaders and cadres have begun a unity campaign across the country. Meanwhile, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has stated that politics should involve a feeling of nationalism. Informing the children about politics in a program titled Prime Minister with Children, organized by Nepal Scouts, Prime Minister Oli stated that politics is not a dirty game in itself, but made one by the politicians.
राजनीति फोरी खेल होइन, तर राजनीतिलाई फोरी खेल बनाइएको छ. राजनीति आफै फोरी खेल होइन. बागमती आफै प्रदूषित भएको होइन, प्रदूषित बनाइएको. शहर आफै प्रदूषित भएको होइन, प्रदूषित बनाइएर हुन्छ. प्रदूषण आफै हुँदैन, बनाइएर हुन्छ. र प्रदूषित हुन दिनु हुँदैन. राजनीतिलाई स्वच्छ बनाउनुपर्छ, स्वच्छताका साथ काम गर्नुपर्छ.
Nepal Scouts has been organizing Prime Minister with Children program every year on January 1st. More than 100 children from the valley participated in the program. Minister for Home Affairs Ram Bahadur Thapa said the House of Representatives had to be dissolved to stabilize politics in the country. Home Minister Thapa, who currently stands with Prime Minister Oli, yesterday addressed a mass gathering of NCP cadres organized by NCP Lalitpur Committee. Minister Thapa backed the Prime Minister's decision to dissolve the Parliament as a necessary step to maintain stability in the country. According to Minister Thapa, the government has taken a landmark decision to opt for a midterm election on upcoming April. Only those elements that do not want stability in the country have been demanding for restoration of the parliament, Minister Thapa added. Coronavirus has claimed 8 more lives in the country, taking the death toll to 1,864. The government yesterday confirmed 426 new cases of coronavirus across the country following the latest round of tests. The total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 261,019, while the number of active cases has dropped to 6,046. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 253,107 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. Nepal is currently among the top 40 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The US tops the list with 20.01 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 10.3 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 84.35 million people across the world and claimed 1.83 million lives. And now the news from Economic Front. The government of Nepal has signed a $156 million deal with the Asian Development Bank for concessional loan to modernize power transmission and distribution systems in the country. Government spokesperson Parvat Gurung informed that the cabinet meeting approved the deal on December 30. Joint Secretary at the Ministry of Finance Shri Krishna Nepal and Rudy Van Dial, officer in charge of ADB for Nepal, signed the agreement amid a recent function in the capital. Out of the total cost of 22.81 billion rupees required for the project, the ADB will fund rupees 18.25 billion, whereas the Government of Nepal and the Nepal Electricity Authority will contribute 4.56 billion rupees. According to ADB, the electricity grid modernization project will finance the automation of grid substations throughout the country. The project also aims to modernize distribution and transmission systems in various areas, complete the installation of smart meters in the Kathmandu Valley. ADB said in a statement that an electricity distribution system command and control center in Kathmandu will also be constructed. Welcome back, and now the international news. US President Donald Trump was dealt a stinging blow by Republican senators as Congress overruled his veto of a sweeping defense bill. According to The Telegraph, it was the first time in Trump's 4 years as president that Congress had blocked his veto power. Many Republican senators joined Democrats in an 81-13 vote to override, well over the two-thirds majority required. As a result, the annual $740 billion National Defense Authorization Act to fund the military in 2021 will become law. Trump called the result a disgraceful act of cowardice and the Republican leadership in Congress weak. The bill will provide a 3% pay raise for U.S. troops and includes elements relating to defense policy, troop-leveled weapon systems, and military construction. Throughout Trump's term, Republican senators had been highly reluctant to break so publicly with him, writes The Telegraph. He had vetoed 8 previous bills and none were overridden. But with less than 3 weeks left in office, Trump's influence with Republican senators appeared to have rather diminished remarkably. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United began the new year with a perfect start as they defeated Aston Villa 2-1 at Old Trafford yesterday. Premier League's current favourite midfielder Bruno Fernandes and Anthony Martial helped Manchester reach on level with Liverpool at the top of the Premier League table. Fernandes drilled his 11th league goal this season and his 5th from the spot into the bottom corner to punish Douglas Luiz's clip on Paul Pogba and hand United an 8th win in 10 games, BBC reported. Villa had earlier fought back with the Bertrand Traoré goal to cancel Anthony Martial's first half header. However, Fernandes' penalty extended United's lead on Villa until the final whistle. Today, Tottenham will play Leeds and Wolves go against Brighton for some thrilling Saturday night football. Aston Villa's boss Don Smith, however, was disappointed with the spot kick award to United. BBC cited Smith, who claimed Paul Pogba tripped himself and the video assistant referee should have asked on-pitch official Michael Oliver to review his decision. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. NC leader says Prime Minister Oli doesn't command a majority within his party, says Oli dissolved the law house after being sidelined by NCP. NCP Vice Chair Gautam asserts that the party has not yet split, says hopes of unity still alive. Active cases of coronavirus dropped to 6,426 new cases reported yesterday. Republican senators deliver blow to Donald Trump. The president's veto overruled for the first time. And Manchester United moved level on points with Liverpool, defeat Aston Villa 2-1 in Premier League. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.